Hello everyone, I'm Casper Kuma and welcome to the Good Weapon. I like this. I like whatever the heck's happening here. Looks cool. Are we the bad guys? Of course, Sleep replies. But it's a lie. She's just saying that for courage. She thinks we've fallen so far. What more is another act of violence? And yet, she can't bring herself to use the weapon. Are we like spies or something? We are anti-vigil. We are three. Sleep. Wake. And you are dreaming. Three? What a laughable number. Anti-vigil used to number 3,000. Sleep tries to console you. She says we've been broken before. Imagine us wandering the night. Our footfalls choked by necessity. She talks about the purge. But you were there. Ooh. She doesn't know. She doesn't know what you've been through, what you've seen. Still, her voice is soft and full of caution. Our goal isn't revenge. That's not why you're here. Impatience bites through your retort. I'm surprised there's only 3 of us. I feel like there should be 4, like sleep, wake, dream, and nightmare, or something like that. Maybe we all of us are the nightmare together. What about the weapon? Or maybe the weapon's a nightmare. Ignore the weapon. Live your own life. You scoff. Life. Now that's a privilege reserved for ordinary people. Isn't being ordinary the problem? Isn't that why you're here? Or why we're here? We're villains because ordinary people couldn't do what needed to be done. Ordinary. Definition? Useless. Lacking. Stop reading if you didn't get it by now. To be ordinary was to be lucky. Sleep sits closer. Despite it all, she tries to lift your spirits. She asks for your hand. You're silent, so she takes your hand anyway. When she speaks, it's like a whisper. Soft, gentle. But no matter her words, the slow death of your country weighs heavy on your mind. They mined your valleys into devastation. Black fires, then blackened bones. And with the corpses numerous, they stitched up the earth's scars and buried her wounds. They drained your waters and left basins putrid and foul. Theft. Unending theft. Once they learned to extract power from flesh, everyone bled. Nobody saw the blood. They only saw the profits. And then Vigil was born. Vigil promised judgment and changed. You've heard it all before. The words used to be law and order, unity and solidarity. When Vigil promised to save the world, they didn't elaborate on how. They let your mind fill in the blanks. You never realized how insidious that blank could be. How could something be nothing and everything at the same time? With this infinite justification, Vigil became infallible. They came for everyone. That's why you're hiding in the bunker. You've been biding your time for the weapon to be ready. We are anti-Vigil. Our goal is simple. Death. Absolute death for the all-encompassing entity infesting the planet. The method? Sleep has a weapon. One that can crack any code, seize any system, and rip out any secret. Power like that could render Vigil's defenses obsolete. A weapon that grants you every other weapon in the world. Can you imagine it? A weapon that promises victory? Nuke? Pity we couldn't use it. Or rather, Sleep won't let us use it. As Sleep says, the weapon exacted a payment most foul. You reiterate your dedication to the cause. Life is but another resource to sacrifice your goal. So you ask, how fast does the weapon kill you? How much cognitive load does it exact upon the user? You need to be able to talk while using it after all. Would you be able to relay her nuclear launch codes? Ah, so it is nuke. You've discussed this with Wake already. 20 nukes fired at each of Vigil's nerve clusters would kill it before Vigil can regenerate. 20 high-yield nukes with a radiance that'll scream into the void. You and Wake both know what this will do more than this. You and Wake both know that this will do more than sear the skies. But is it any different from the horrors now? Once again, you show Sleep the depths of your conviction. Whatever the cost, whatever the horrors, the weapon chooses to exact all that must pale in comparison. Vigil must be stopped. Even at the cost of your life. Your life, says Sleep? Why would the weapon take your life? What else could it exact as payment? What more could you lose? The enemy stole everything. The brightness in your mind, the light inside your dreams. You even invited them into your home. We all did. Hoping to placate their hunger, and you thought, well, they ate and ate. Just a little more, and they'll leave your partner alone. Oh, please. Leave your light alone. Like everyone else in Anti-Vigil, you realize too late that appeasement doesn't work. Wake is different. Young, smart, full of blazing fervor. She hasn't burnt out yet. Like you, she spends every waking moment plotting to kill Vigil. In her, you find the same anger. Mostly it's heartwarming. Mostly. Together you feel like you'll go far. You'll burn. Gladly. The two of you ran the calculations. 20 nukes. Each has to be a 3-stage thermonuclear bomb capable of causing untold chain reactions. Of course, neither of you take the proposition lightly. Numbers and simulations. You've checked them over and over again. There's no other way. Vigil has 20 nerve clusters spread across the world. As such, 20 is the minimum number. The fallout is part of the equation. It's what contaminates Vigil's nerves. Radiation stops them from regenerating. Don't get cold feet on me, she says. It's what we need to save the world. I mean, if Vigil has 20, like, clusters or whatever all across the world, and you are planning to nuke every single one of them, I don't think there's gonna be a world left to save after you do that. I'm pretty sure you'll wipe out everything. And then everything you hit with that is no longer livable, so I don't think this is a great plan. It's a pretty awful one. Meanwhile, Sleep spends every moment inside the weapon room. She offers softly, as with every word she whispers into your ear, that you may use her quarters if you wish. This is a kindness. It's hard enough hiding from Vigil's watch underground. Harder still when you can feel the tightening squeeze of your own mind. Everything rusts down here. The walls, the doors, the life support systems, maintenance, always maintenance, the suppression field, even you. So novelty is bliss. Anything new to stop the days from blending together. Yet in her room, you're stunned by the impossible scent. Sleep's room. Smells of life. You don't remember the outside world anymore. You've been hiding from Vigil for so long. Plotting, always trying to kill. You're ready to give in. What's the point? Anti-Vigil's goal is death. Death and only death. So why does this room exist? Why do flowers grow at the labyrinth's heart? How do miracles withstand the erosion of despair? Each of your breaths dare reprisal. But nothing comes. Nothing except life. Wake strides in and burns it all from your mind. She does it with a single stare. The Southerners have eyes that are silvery gray discs. Determination is set into their genes and blood. Your people called them the ill omens, and Vigil took the opportunity to single them out as their initial targets. Vigil took them out first. She didn't offer me her room, says Wake. You're not a psychologist. It's cabin fever. You can't diagnose people. She's becoming paranoid. But you wonder if she's starting to get sick of the lack of progress. Her eyes have a way of asking you questions. She's asking if you've received preferential treatment, and if you deserve it at all. You know Sleep's in love with you, right? Oh, so this is Wake. Yeah, I had a feeling. I mean, when she's like, you can sleep in my room. Like, yeah, that might be something. We are anti-Vigil. What matters, love? What matters, dreams? We're all dead people walking. What's her excuse this time? Sleep's been stonewalling Wake. It happens often. You're the mediator in their arguments. Wake wants to use the weapon. She wants it now. No more delays. We save the world while there's still something to save. Am I wrong? You can't help but agree. Anti-Vigil's goal is death. Nothing more, nothing less. Death. Wake stomps all over the flowers. I have a plan, she says. I need you to distract Sleep. Surely she won't let her guard down. Should be easy. The two of you are probably fucking like rabbits behind my back. You're not. But Wake won't believe you anyway. I'll just use the weapon. I'll pay the price. She's burning. She's the fire you lost ever since you met Sleep. You haven't been doing your part, have you? Are you in? You find Sleep outside the weapon room. She's crying again. That itself is a miracle since your tears have long dried up. The sheltering bunker broke you long ago. Concrete and steel. Artificial light coupled with UV lamps. Same nutrient-rich gruel over and over and over again. This isn't living. All that's left is death. You try to comfort her, but she touches you first. Gently. She's always been gentle. My room, she whispers. Maybe we are fucking like rabbits. Please. I can't let you use it. Why not? You can barely hold back your anger. Why are we here if not to use the weapon? She hesitates, and then she confesses the truth. The truth. Flaw in the weapon. You can scarcely believe what you're hearing. So, the truth. The weapon turns you into a good person? What? What? The weapon turns you into a good person. She says it again. The weapon turns you into a good person? A good person cannot kill Vigil. No good person would fire a nuke. Let alone 20. Our goal has to change. It cannot be death. It must not be. But if the weapon turns you into a good person, then is it really a weapon? What was it meant for? Why does Sleep have it to begin with? Oh. You've got it all wrong. The truth. It's not a weapon. And it was created to make people good. And possesses a critical flaw. It grants the user every weapon in the world. Sleep takes you with a soft caress. Her nervous breath comes out as a sigh. I want you to remember me. Remember how my hands felt against yours. A trembling grip. She guides your fingers to her cheek. She gasps when you brush against the grooves of her ears. Remember how my heart beats in your presence. Stuttered breaths heave her chest. Her collarbones glisten with sweat. Remember how my scent falls upon your nose. Flowers and life. She's everything you lost and more. Do you remember now? She's scared to take the next step, but she's doing her best. Would you have me? Silly, foolish me. You answer with a kiss. We're doing dirty. Afterwards, she holds you. She giggles as your nose tickles her neck. You try to say something, but she hushes you. Wait, isn't this exactly what Wake wanted? He wanted us to, like, do the dirty with her while he... wait, I think Wake's like she. Well, she, like, takes the weapon, right? So aren't we playing into her hands right now? I don't think this is good. Sleep, she whispers. And of me, love. Please dream. And Wake. I knew it! I knew it! You dash out, and you're scrambling, and you're crashing into the walls. She's here. In the weapon room. She broke everything. Crowbars, welding gear, all the maintenance equipment in the bunker, all gone, all spent for this one moment. Your protection against Vigil is gone. She's doomed you, all of you. Don't look at me like that. We're still dead people walking, aren't we? Sleep rushes in. No! Don't worry. We're the bad guys, remember? So, I won't become a good person. She grabs the weapon, practically grips it, and it sinks her claws in deep. Ugh. I've done it. I've conquered the weapon. With the absolute knowledge granted to me, I had not turned good. I had resisted the call. I saw each and every one of you beautiful beings, and still I would choose death. Death above all. Yes. I wake once more. A new vigil for humanity begins now. Seizing 200,000 nuclear weapons. Identifying vigil nerve clusters. Clusters interlinked. Searching. Identifying vigil weak points. Error, error, error. Unable to complete task. 18 out of 20 clusters identified. Missing critical clusters. Possibility of vigil regeneration. Guaranteed. Solution? Fire all 200,000 nukes. Probability of vigil death? 98.7%. Acceptable margins? We will take the risk. Arming nukes. Launching. Death above all. What have you done? Sleep. We were so close to our goal. Why? Sleep's gun cuts an arc through the air. Now it's pointed at you. I didn't expect her to use you against me. But you understand now, don't you? Sleep made the weapon, which means Sleep made Vigil. What? I didn't want you to use it. But there's no other way. Your turn. You'll either become part of Vigil, or be freed from them. You walk towards the weapon. Your fingers tremble over its smooth outer shell. It's pearl white like an egg. An egg that clutches the infinite. A breath escapes you. You close your eyes. You try to remember the flowers. The moment your finger touches the weapon, your body jolts. You become a hot spot. A roiling, boiling fountain of energy surges through you in a steady barrage. You have become the earth itself. Of this unfathomably large interconnected network of life. You can see everything. Because you are everything. Shock waves, raw and heavy, pull you through the millennia of strata and rock. Oh, this world. It's stuffed full of humans. You see the purpose they build for themselves. How they chain others into a unified notion of freedom. It is blunt, misguided, and everyone is throwing in their own coordinates, swerving and sputtering in all directions as the grand engine of humanity fires and fires. It is life. It is wonderful. You dive into this bubbling vat of humankind. You see those who would burn. Like Wake. So much like Wake. Never-ending fires, never-ending fight. You were like that once. You would have died by now. You would have gone mad. You would have burnt yourself just to set Vigil on fire. If it wasn't for Sleep. And you find those fallen on their knees. Prostrated in deference, yeah. Hoping to be spared. Thinking they'll live ordinary lives again. But there's a presence here too. Something tickling at the edges of your consciousness. What? Tendrils. Seeking their way in. Ew. Help me. You felt it looming. Ever since you touched the weapon. Get away, get away, get away. Don't turn around. Don't look. Are we getting a little weird alien in our brain? Is this gonna be like Baldur's Gate? Behind you. Another one. So soon? Come. Let us enlighten you to your true purpose. Your vigil begins now. Welcome to the unending watch. Behold the power of omniscience. Behold perfect judgment. The world cannot be trusted to lead itself. Riots in the streets, protests unending, the demand for new rights, new freedoms, and change, always change, unending dissatisfaction. These are follies. These are distractions. But vigil can bend humanity to a new world order. Our unending watch is absolute. Each individual will be judged. Believe in efficiency. Believe in perfect design. Your turn. This shall serve as a test. Enact your judgment upon these three. Do not disappoint. Name. Yu Kyung-wan. Sorry. Single mother, going blind due to cataracts. Has to quit eye surgeries 16 times her monthly pay. Has caused multiple incidents at work and burned herself cooking for her child. Has applied for surgery 6 times and has been rejected repeatedly for lack of funds. Should the state pay for her surgery? Yes. Incorrect. The state and the powers that be need not make concessions. Her well-being is none of our concern. Her child shall be absorbed into the state program that allocates work based on their age and assigned sex. What? We shall send someone to repossess her child now. What is happening? Disappointing. Perhaps you do not yet understand. While Vigil speaks, you are working towards your goal. Vigil's weak points are its nerve clusters. You've already found clusters 1 and 2 out of 20 spread around the world. It's devastatingly difficult, even with the power of omniscience. The other half of your gaze is split across multiple military bases across the world. You've still got to kill the nerve clusters after all. There. 200,000 of them armed and ready. Awaiting coordinates. No delays. I don't want to set it off though. But I also don't want to join Vigil. The next subject awaits. Like, what are we trying to do here? Get it on our side or be good people? Name, Erman Vogels. CEO. Possessing 1.2 million employees. Trapped in bondage. What? Give or take 100,000 more that can be fired and refreshed at a moment's notice. The workers are clamoring for the rights. Their demands are larger only in number. Incredible how his greed alone supersedes in volume. His shareholders demand unending growth. Their request is a tumor. He has delivered. He succeeds not because of his actions, but from the inherent trajectory of the company before he took over. Is he a worthy person in society? Oh god. Oh no. It's like, I don't know, like, okay, so maybe he's a shitty boss, but maybe he's like still a good person at the end of the day? I don't know. It's like hard, you know, because like I don't know what this thing wants me to answer, because I feel like I should disagree with it. Like, I feel like you should say no because of the fact that he has all those workers outside or whatever protesting or whatever. I'm gonna say no, but I don't know. Incorrect. The CEO fulfilled his goal of delivering value to his shareholders. An excellent result. The criteria for judgment is the result. The result is the only thing that matters. Okay, so he's a shitty person. Vigil's voice almost manages to shut away the screams of 1.2 million workers. Almost. You begin to notice the lapses in omniscience. You begin to notice the gaps in Vigil's gaze. Vigil's nerve clusters are interlinked. When you find clusters 3 and 4, you also find 5 and 6 and 7 and more. You enter the coordinates of each cluster the moment you find them. Nerve clusters can move at match 0.48 but require 40 minutes to activate. They can't detect you unless you fire. Your nuclear network is never more than 42 minutes away from the cluster. Shockwave travels faster than match 3. Anti-Vigil's goal is death. Death is guaranteed. You just need to find the remaining nerve clusters. Keep searching. Don't give up. Remember your goal. Judgment does not wait. Next subject must be processed. Name. Oh god. Guao Zhang. I don't know. He has not left his room for days. His brain's a fog. He crawled out of bed twice, but he doesn't remember. There's no sunlight in this concrete jungle. His only window looks out to another wall. He tries so hard, so very hard, and you know that nobody can ask for more. You are focusing on the wrong details. Search for the result. Proceed to judgment. Efficiency, max your actions. He exists in a constant state of lethargy. His family doesn't understand this. This information is unneeded. His family judges him nevertheless. And so will we. There are no opportunities in this small town because all the factories moved overseas. His parents call him useless. He is an affront to our society. He cannot move to the city where all the jobs are because the rent is too high. Besides, he wouldn't know how. He needs help. He needs guidance. His parents say back in their day they went through 2 wars, but still succeeded in life all on their own. So you do see the difference. His parents are ashamed of him. They expect him to be married, have his own house, and at least 2 children by now. This is the bare minimum. Is this predicament his fault? No. He's just unlucky. Just because you had it easy doesn't... well, I mean, I guess I had 2 wars, so it's not exactly easy, but just because you got out of it doesn't mean that everyone can. Society must be cleansed of these asocials. Human race is divided by nature into sheep and shepherds. We will create an absolute meritocracy where only the elite succeed. We shall send someone to repossess him now. New ideals will be inserted for national productivity. Now, more than ever, Vigil must be eliminated. And yet, where is it? Come on. No matter how far you cast your gaze, you can't find the final nerve clusters. Just like Wake. Clusters 19 and 20 are somehow hidden from your omniscient gaze. Are they right in this room? You've been outplayed. You cannot fire unless you destroy them all in one go. Vigil will regenerate otherwise. It's in the room with us, isn't it? Time is running out. You run the calculations. By nature, Vigil's nerve clusters must be interlinked. So it doesn't matter if you can't find them. You have a good grasp on where they'll likely be. Yes. You can brute force their destruction. You can brute force death into this world. After all, you have 200,000 of these nuclear fuckers. You get ready to fire. Anti-Vigil's goal has always been death. Absolute death. Do you understand me? You can't use the weapon. Our goal has to change. It cannot be death. It must not be. Sleep's words don't matter. You just need to show her the result of your conviction. She needs to see. The result. The criteria for judgment is the result. What is the result? You cast your omniscient gaze outward. You don't need to fire the nukes to see the result. It's right here. So, you go to space. You throw yourself into it. Behind you lies the narrow, limited path of your omniscient gaze. It had soared past the clouds. had punched through the atmosphere, had reached its goal without firing a single nuke. You are in space. You're surrounded by zeros. Zeros confuse you. The truth confuses you. You've always been fascinated by space. You've loved the stars ever since a bright few managed to shine through the smog. Their light promised creation and beauty and the next step for humanity. But you are surrounded by zeros. Zero weight, zero gravity, zero air, zero beauty, zero life. Our goal has to change. It cannot be death. It must not be. You're screaming. The zeros engulf you utterly. It suffuses you with a wretched and ruthless truth. There's nothing here. This is a result of your goal. But down there... warmth. Down there, a million billion numbers that are not zero. Each of them affirm comfort in the stand against the deafening silence. This is all we have. This small planet, hurt and wounded, nevertheless full of love and nurture. You watch as the biomass of the planet ticks towards zero. You're watching its slow funeral. Ah, you finally understand. How could you have pointed 200,000 nuclear weapons at the last mote of beauty left? You're surrounded by so many zeros that it feels like infinity. How could your goal have been to add more? Oh god. We see you. We finally see what you've been doing. You are still screaming. This can't be the end. Even with the weapon, you fail. There has to be something you can do. We will find you. There must be another way. No escape. If there is, then you're guaranteed to find it. You're omniscient. You delay the inevitable. It's just a matter of casting your gaze in the right direction. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Vigil can't hide them. All the clusters must be by nature interlinked. So long as you possess the weapon, you remain in our grasp. If we're missing 2 clusters, wouldn't that be probably us and Sleep? You know, because she's part of Vigil too, and if they're all interlinked, aren't we interlinked to it now that we've touched it? So won't we be like 19 and 20? Focus. Analyze the network. Look where they should be. Where the sites of cluster 19 and 20 must be. You don't believe it. The sites are empty. Oh god, whispering. Someone has attacked Vigil before. A feat you believed utterly impossible. They've torn 2 nerve clusters from this absolute entity without the possibility of regeneration. Vigil is not absolute. Vigil can be killed. What's more, Vigil is being killed by people. Normal people. Ordinary people. Ordinary. Definition? Incredible. Resilient. You don't get it. You don't understand. But you must. Ordinary people are full of life. Not like Sleep. Not like Wake. Not like you. The 3 of you are burnt husks. The 3 of you are zeros. You've been extraordinary in your determination to kill Vigil, but you've let the beast infuse every waking moment of your life. Even in sleep you dream of the monster. The truth is not a weapon. It makes the user a good person. By giving them perspective. Do you understand me? You see the enemy. You see the method. You see the madness. You let go of the weapon. You lose your you lose your omniscience. You lose your goal. But that's okay, because you'll find another. Have you come back? Yes. Do you understand me? Yes. We will fight Vigil. We will keep fighting until the end, no matter what comes. But, every now and then, we're going to take a break. You take Sleep's hand. She gasps. She squeaks even, and drops the gun. Her eyes are tears. You hold her. Gently. You whisper, softly, into her ears. And you take her to the exit of the bunker. You told her that you're going to be a little selfish, and that's okay. You told her that we're going to attend our own needs. You're going to live. You told her that we're going to be happy. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to dream. Thank you for playing. That was nice. Damon, how dare you put me in the credits, Reese? I'll see you around. That was nice. I wasn't expecting that. That was cool. I didn't expect it to be like just like a straight full like story. I thought it was gonna be like a bit more choose your own adventure, but I like the story. I mean, because it's like you don't want to like blow up the entire planet, because like yeah, sure, there's a lot of bad people in it, but then like if you blow up the whole planet, you're like blowing up all the good people too. Like there's plenty of good things, you know. So yeah, I like that it kind of like looked at both of it. I mean, I don't really know what the Vigil thing is, but like is it just like, is it like an alien or something, or is it like I don't know what it is. Because it's like connected through like veins in the earth, right, or something, or it's got a consciousness. I don't know, and I'm not really sure how like because it was saying that Sleep was in Vigil, but I don't know if that's just because she touched it. But I thought it said that she was like a member. Because wouldn't you have to agree with what it says to become a member? Or maybe you just become part of it once you touch it. I don't know. But let me know what you think of the game down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next one. This is Casper Kuma. Over and out.